Okay, the line is here. Here's every other film ever made, every film ever made in existence. Here's a Serbian film. Yeah, it crossed the line. What is up, everyone? Movie Wayne back again with another shocking movie review episode. This is going to be for the 2010 film, a Serbian film, and this is directed by Serdan Spasajevic and stars Serjan Todorovic. Hope I'm pronouncing them correctly. This tells the story of a retired porn star, Milos, who is offered a contract to return to the industry in a mysterious film. However, unbeknown to him, that mystery film will send his life into a downward spiral of mayhem. So after years of hearing about this movie, I finally got round to watch a Serbian film. If you go on Google and type in the most disturbing and shocking movies ever made, a Serbian film will be in that list. No matter what website you click on, it's going to be in there. I guarantee it. If you go on any of the forums on Reddit or whatever, where people are asking what the most shocking movie ever made is, most of the answers tend to be a Serbian film. So this was a first time watch for me. And did it live up to them shocking and disturbing expectations? But more importantly, was this any good? Let's find out. Now, the first thing I noticed here was the production value that had gone into this film. Most of these shocking or disturbing movies are quite low budget and very grainy and just aren't well made at all, because all they want to do is get under your skin and that's it. That's all they care about. When I heard this was one of the most shocking, I kind of expected that as well, but I couldn't help notice how good the visuals were, and I didn't see it coming, in all honesty, at all. The movie is very well acted as well. I've seen people say that it's not, but I totally disagree with that. I feel like some of those people might just be saying that to knock the film even more because they just hate everything that was in this movie. More on that soon. But the guy who played Milos was great in the main role. I thought he really got into it and done a fine job. And his wife in this movie, played by Jenna Gavrilovic, hope I'm pronouncing that one correctly as well. These Serbian films are very hard to pronounce. I do apologise. Was great as the supporting actress in this film as well. And even though Milos is a retired porn star and his wife is very, very much in love with him, people may find that weird because Milos has been going to work all these years, banging women on camera, and she's not bothered. Each to their own. They seem very, very much in love. They have a son, and they're just trying to get by, really. So they seem like a fairly normal family. So when I seen some very early character development, although as minimal as it is, decent acting, good production value, I thought a Serbian film might just have something to say, unlike them other films that are just there to disturb you and nothing else. I thought a Serbian film, might be a little bit smarter than that from the early impressions. The whole build-up of what Milos is signing his contract for as well, for this big ton of money, was quite intriguing. I mean, you're like him as a viewer. You're wanting to know what he's getting himself into here. I mean, how bad can it be? Is it really got to be that kept of a secret and stuff? It's going to be a big movie that's getting shot for a lot of money. But there was something very, very early on in this film that felt very out of place for me. And as the movie went on, this build-up and stuff, I was thinking, no, please, surely don't involve that. Please don't be that. And my God, it went there. And after a very well-paced 2 acts of storytelling and this movie opening up and unraveling itself, in the 3rd act, the film picks you up out of your chair and punches you in the fucking face numerous times until you're black and blue. Now, in these shocking movie reviews, I like to go into detail about some of the death scenes and stuff and some of the shocking moments, what happens. But there's just certain things I don't feel comfortable talking about. So I'm just going to leave them ones out. I will go into detail on some of the stuff that happens here, but there's just certain subject matter that I just can't talk about here, and I don't want to talk about it. Just know that there is some fucking discretion shit on store here, and one scene is by a mile the most vile thing I have ever seen in a movie in my entire life. I could not believe the movie went there, but you really do have to tell yourself when watching these films that it is all just, it's not real. It's not real. As much as the movie is trying its best to shock you, I think you have to tell yourself these things. That's why sometimes I'm not truly as disturbed as others when watching movies, but there's certain subject matter that does make you feel very, very uneasy, and a Serbian film contains that. There is lots of violence and gore in movies that do hit in our inbox, but there's certain things that don't contain that, like in a Serbian film, that just hit on other levels and are way more effective. There's also a couple of times where you think the shocking moment has passed, and then it'll elevate it even more, especially the final scene in this movie. I mean, the director just didn't give a fuck here, and I thought, this really, really sad tale had come to an end with the most horrible of ways, and then something else just happens in the final shot, and I was like, fuck me. I mean, it just doesn't stop. A Serbian film is relentless. Now, I know the director has come out and said this is his answer to what the Serbian government is like, because they hypnotize you into things that you don't want to do, and they brainwash people. And people have come out to refute them claims, to say that he's just trying to justify his violence and sadistic, horrible movie. But you know what? I don't have an opinion on it. I don't know what the Serbian government is like, whether he really did intend to make this movie like this or not. If he is trying to just justify it, I don't know. I just thought I'd bring it up because it's been quite a famous quote in the past and a lot of people have talked about it. But I don't know for certain, so I don't really have an opinion on that. So my mind is open to that one. Make of that what you will. However, when everything is thrown at you in the third act of this film, I do feel like the movie really does come down, mainly down to the editing and the way the story is told. It's done with a lot of flashbacks, but in these flashback moments, the whole editing just feels very, very choppy and thrown together, and then it took away any of the mysterious story we had and stuff. And I get that he's got to, he's got to tell his tale to the end, but it was just like a bunch of stuff thrown right at the viewer and go, okay, we're just going to shock you now. Shock, 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 shock after shock, which is fair enough. But for me, I just feel like it lost its pace and the whole visual look became a little bit of an eyesore after being quite good to look at in the first two acts. So, yeah, I do feel like the film starts to fall apart a little bit in the third act, even though all the shocker moments are in these scenes. Also, there's a couple of silly moments thrown in alongside the upsetting and distressing moments that just felt out of place for me. Now, something may happen where I was like, oh my god, that is terrible, what the hell? And then Milos will just kill someone with his dick. And I'm like, ah! I mean, he shoves his penis through someone's eye here. And I was just like, oh, this is just getting a little bit silly now. So something really disturbing will happen, and then that will happen. And it just takes everything away from the scene before it. Even though there are scenes, like I said before, where it does elevate the scene, there are scenes like this as well, where it takes it away. And not one, but two people are killed by dicks in this film. However, overall, I don't think a Serbian film is a bad movie, really. It's not great or anything, but it's the subject matter that it contains that makes me not want to watch this ever again, or any movie that contains this subject matter. Give me all the gore and violence you want, I will watch it till the cows come home. And the Serbian film does have its share bit of violence here. A woman's head is literally chopped off. So you got that sort of stuff in here, but I just felt a little bit uncomfortable with certain scenes. So yeah, I mean, I don't recommend this movie. If you're gonna want to know what that subject matter is, I'm afraid you're gonna have to Google it or just watch the film for yourself, even though I don't advise it. But if you're really itching to see how disturbing or shocking this movie is, then maybe give it a go. But you're probably going to be like me after it and not wanting to see it again. I'm just going to go ahead and rate this movie now. I'm going to give a Serbian film a 6 out of 10 forgot to mention this was actually the uncut version. I know there's another one coming out, or it might be out now, with an extra minute put in there, which I have no desire to see, really. I feel like I've seen it all now. So yeah, 6 out of 10. Good movie. Way better than I thought it would be for a shocking and disturbing movie, but yeah, one and done is enough for me. So in these shocking movie review series, I like to rate the shock factor, and I'm going to give the shock factor for a Serbian film a 4 out of 5, mainly for the subject matter. However, other films have made me say, holy shit, a lot more, but this still contains the single most horrible scene in a movie up to now for me, ever. Okay, at the end of these reviews, I always like to leave a little fun fact. Now, a fun fact for a Serbian film is that this has actually been banned in over 46 countries. Can you believe it? Okay guys, I hope you all enjoyed this review. Please consider subscribing to this channel and giving this video a like. If you want more shocking movie review episodes, they will be down below in the description. I've done all of the Human Centipedes, Hate Crime, which is still banned in the UK, so check them out. The link will be down below, and there's plenty more to come as well. And if you've got any movies you'd like me to review in this series, let me know in the comments and I'll try and get back to you all, I promise. Take it all easy guys, and I'll see you on the next video.